So now, as you know from the last video, if you didn't see the last video, make sure you go check that out. I'm gonna put that right here so that way you can catch up, and then by the time you're back, welcome back. If you didn't leave and you're still here, what's up? We're gonna get started. So in the last video, we kind of determined that, well, not kind of, we determined that Project Pepto, the motor in there as it sits, is no good. It's probably just a simple, stupid, quick fix, but the fact of the matter is, I want to get the car going, I want to get it on the road, I want to make some power, and I want to make sure that I keep interesting content coming your way. So after thinking about it, discussing it with Fat Boy, my brother, a cop with a swap, what's up, Josh? We talked for a little while, and we kind of determined that the best way to do it is I'm just going to go buy a B20. I'm actually talking in the future, and then this video is going to start back yesterday, the day that I got the motor pulled out. I'm getting to JDM Orlando. I'm gonna go look for a motor, and then we'll be caught up back to today, and then go from there. Intro.
And now, you're watching the
You're not my dad! You also want to hear something!
channel of YouTube. Welcome to BodeVision.
Alright, so here we are, JDM Orlando. This is where the new motor's gonna be. Johan, what's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing, man?
Johan.
Good to see you.
Johan, so tell me about, I'm looking for a B20. You guys have any stock? You have a couple that I can look at?
Yeah, I got a few options for you. So
perfect, bro. And I'm looking for a P8R. You guys have any P8R? Well,
yeah.
Just show me where the B20s are at. And then also, as we're walking, I saw a couple Ks, a couple different things.
Yeah, we got a bunch of K series, K24, K20s.
All right.
We got a couple of K20 Type Rs also. Those don't come in as often, but it seems like the K series game has picked up a lot, so
Yep.
that's pretty good.
A lot of people are into the Ks, and you guys have a bunch of them. So if you're in the Orlando area, JDM Orlando is where you guys are going to want to come. Ask for Johan, ask for anybody.
Yeah,
they're definitely going to get you taken care of, right?
We got 'em.
Perfect, bro. You guys have so much stuff over here.
All front clips, 2 JCs everywhere. A lot of the Civics and 1.8 Civics, new Civics.
Man, that is crazy. And I know there's a lot of places in Orlando that you can choose from, but it seems like your guys' inventory is just on another level.
Yeah. Our inventory is way above everybody else.
Right.
We don't have problems with honoring warranties. That's like, you have an issue, you bring it to our attention, we take care of you, you know.
Right, and that's the most important part, because you want to make sure it's going to start up and it's going to be fine. And I'm sure I see a bunch of B20s over here. So the P8R, which one?
There's one right here somewhere, I believe so. I believe this one is it. I have to just verify the number on it. This one's it. So
okay, perfect.
yeah.
So that might be the one, or I think there might be a couple other ones.
Well, yeah, we just have to check and
right.
see.
So we'll see what's going on. And I just wanted to show you guys kind of the process. We're gonna find the specific motor, and I'll check back in with you guys in the truck and let you know what happened. Ooh, all right, so now we're back to the next day, or the same day that this video started, but the following day from yesterday. Anyways, we're back in the truck. We got the motor. Man, they took care of me over there, got me a great deal. They pressure washed the motor. I would really recommend going out there, JDM Orlando, tell them Adam sent you, you saw it on BodeVision. They'll take care of you anyways, whether you say it or not, they're gonna take care of you. So what we ended up getting, I don't know if you can see it in the back, we have a B20, and it's the P8R, and it has the P8R head. It's just the P8R B20, B20B, and that has kind of a better head, and that's gonna be better for what I'm doing and for what I'm planning. So now the next step is I want to kind of assess, look at this motor. The way that we picked out this motor is we looked inside all of the options that we had, and we found the one that was the cleanest inside of the valve cover. We just looked at the little oil filler thing, unscrewed it, shined a light inside there, and tried to find one that was cleaner than the rest. So the one that we have is that one. So now take it to the shop, see what's going on with it, kind of reassess what I want to do. And first of all, I just got to get it out of the truck. So here we go, we're back at the shop. This is the B20 P8R, and right here you can see It says P8R, and also it doesn't have a knock sensor where some of the other B20s do. I don't know, high compression, low compression, I don't remember what right now. One of them has a knock sensor. The B20 P8R does not have a knock sensor. So my thinking behind going with this motor is that it's very cheap. They gave me a very good deal over there. We're gonna slap all of my accessories on there. We're gonna use the intake manifold from the other motor. We're also gonna use the turbo, the fuel rail, the injectors, everything that's on the other motor, we're gonna put in this motor, and we're gonna have some fun with it. If it blows up in a little while, who cares? We're just gonna push the limits. I wanna have some fun, see what this motor will do. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna completely tear into the other motor, rebuild it, see what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the bottom end. I was told there's pistons and rods in there, but I don't know. We're just gonna have to see. So my thinking is I don't want to just do a whole bunch of videos of me rebuilding a motor because it's going to take some time. This is going to keep it interesting for the channel. We're going to get Pepto to roll down the road, have some fun with it, and in the background we're going to be rebuilding the motor along the way. Now, if coming out with good videos wasn't a factor, I really would have just took the motor out and rebuilt it, but the main reason why I got this B20 is because I want to keep pushing out good videos for you to enjoy, and it's really fun for me at the same time too. So this motor is going to be just kind of a fun motor. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't blow up, but in the back of my mind it might, so who cares? That's the game plan. Man, so overall, after pulling off the intake manifold, everything looks clean. I mean, there's no major red flags. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully it stays that way. So the next thing I'm gonna do, well, I was talking with Fatboy, and for those of you who do not know, Fatboy used to work at a motor import place where they would import JDM motors. He worked there for about 2 or 3 years. He's not working there now, but he still has all the knowledge from there. And what he explained to me is these motors sit for quite a while. To import them over here, that process alone takes about 30 days, and plus however long it was sitting in Japan, plus how long it took for me to actually come pick up this motor from JDM Orlando. So since the motor's been sitting, the cylinder walls have dried out, the piston rings are probably dried out. So what I want to do is I'm going to pull out each one of the spark plugs. I'm going to pour about a cap full of Marvel mystery oil in there, let that sit for about 30 minutes, and then crank over the motor just by hand. Now what that's going to do is going to help ensure that when we go to fire this motor, we're not going to crank a dry motor, and that's going to be a better chance for us to make sure this motor is nice and healthy. So now I jumped ahead quite a bit from those last couple time lapses. Time lapse? I always say time lapse is funny. So right now, I don't know if you can tell, but it's raining over here. So the audio might be a little funny because when they hit the roof, it sounds weird, the rain on the roof. But man, some news about this motor, some good news. I could use some good news with Project Pepto, but look how clean this thing looks, dude. I mean, it is just, you just look at it, man. It is phenomenal. No sludge, really, really clean. And there you can also see P8R. So I think this motor is gonna be just fine. We're not gonna have any issues. Well, I hope we're not gonna have any issues So the next thing that I gotta do is, well, as you can see, I got Pepto's original motor over here on the stand because this motor is gonna be getting a lot more attention than that one. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna pull off the valve cover, because we're gonna be using the valve cover because we're gonna use the whole catch can system. And then also the oil pan, we're gonna be running that pan over here so that way we can have more oil for the turbo and also the returns on there. And then what else, man? So actually, seeing how long this video is already, I think I'm gonna call this one. So my plan right now, I gotta go to the store and I'm gonna get all the gaskets that I need. I gotta get my valve cover gasket, my oil pan gasket, and then also the intake manifold gasket. Now let me fill you in on some of the thought process with what I'm doing for this car. This motor, when that goes in the car, that's gonna be like the top of the line competition motor. I don't plan on cutting any corners with that. That's gonna be top of the line anything. So I'm gonna get a thermal gasket when I run that motor, for example. But I'm just gonna use a regular gasket for the intake manifold with this motor. The idea is this is gonna be a budget setup. That's gonna be a high performance, not a budget setup. So everything I'm doing right now in Project Pepto is to get it on the road, and we wanna have fun with it. And that also kind of brings me to my next point that I wanted to address. I know a lot of people were saying it would be a perfect time for me to paint the engine bay now that the motor's out, but my thinking is I don't want to paint it now. I want to paint it before I put in the better motor, because every time you put in a motor, you're going to scratch the engine bay if you're not careful, and I want that to be the final stage of the build. So when I have the brand new motor ready to go, that's when I'll do all the painting, and that'll be the final time I put in the motor. Well, hoping that'll be the final time I put in the motor, but for right now, we just want to take the B20, put it in the car, have some fun with it, rip Pepto down the street. It's gonna be pink, and I mean, if you get beat by a pink car, that's pretty sad. So that's my plan. I'm not gonna paint the engine bay now. We'll paint the engine bay after the B20 comes out, before the competition built motor goes back in there. So that's gonna do it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for commenting in all my last videos and on this video. Let me know what you think about the plan. Give me some suggestions on what you think I should do, because I'm always reading the comments. I really appreciate all that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all this stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. I'm out!